All right, get ready, because today we're going deep on something you literally can't live without, your kidneys.
That's right.
Whether you're here because you've been feeling kind of off, have a family history of kidney issues, or just, want to be in the know.
Always good.
Yeah, we've got you covered.
Absolutely.
We're taking that video script you submitted on chronic kidney disease
Okay.
and pulling out the most fascinating and useful parts. Think of like a cheat sheet, the
Yeah.
CKD,
I like that.
from those sneaky early symptoms to those proactive steps you can take right now
Yeah.
to keep those filters firing on all cylinders.
Most people don't think much about their kidneys till there's a problem.
True.
But the reality is, these bean-shaped organs are working hard 24/7. I mean, they're filtering your blood, keeping your whole system balanced.
So let's start with the basics.
Yeah.
The video script mentions chronic kidney disease, or CKD. What exactly does that mean? Is it like one day your kidneys are fine and the next, bam, they're not?
Not quite. CKD is more like, think of it like a dimmer switch. It's a gradual loss of kidney function over time. Imagine your kidneys are like a super fine sieve,
Okay.
filtering out waste products from your blood. With CKD, those tiny holes in the sieve slowly start to get clogged,
Ah, I see.
and that filtering process becomes less efficient.
So you're saying it's not a sudden crash, but more of a slow decline,
Right.
which makes early detection even more important, right?
Exactly.
Because you might not even realize anything's wrong till things have progressed.
100%. And that's where understanding the symptoms comes in. You actually highlighted one in your request for this deep dive. You mentioned feeling more fatigued than usual.
Yeah, it did.
That's actually a very common and often overlooked symptom of CKD.
Wait, really? So those days when I'm just dragging and can't seem to get going,
Mm-hmm.
it could be my kidneys saying, hey, a little help here.
It's definitely a possibility. As kidney function declines, waste products that would normally be filtered out start to build up in your blood. And that can make you feel, sluggish, worn out.
Wow, that's crazy. I always just chalked it up to being overworked or needing another cup of coffee. So besides fatigue, what other signs should we be looking out for? The video mentioned a bunch.
Let's focus on another one that's particularly telling. Changes in urination, specifically waking up multiple times during the night to pee.
Yeah, I've definitely experienced that.
Right. There's actually a name for that. It's called nocturia.
Nocturia. Got it. But what does going to the bathroom in the middle of the night have to do with my kidneys?
Well, you see, one of your kidney's main jobs is to maintain the right balance of fluids in your body.
Okay,
When they're not working at full capacity, that balance gets disrupted,
I see.
and you might find yourself needing to pee more frequently, especially at night.
So those late-night bathroom trips aren't just a nuisance. They could be a red flag that something's off with my kidneys.
It could be, yeah.
That's definitely going to make me think twice next time I'm stumbling to the bathroom at 3 a.m.
It's always better to err on the side of caution when it comes to your health. And speaking of red flags, another symptom to keep an eye out for is swelling, especially in your hands, feet, or ankles.
Ah, yes. The dreaded puffy feet and ankles. The video mentioned that one too.
Mm-hmm.
But isn't swelling pretty common? I feel like my feet get swollen after a long day of standing.
True, swelling can be caused by a variety of things, but when it's related to kidney issues, it's a sign that your kidneys aren't filtering out excess fluids as efficiently as they should be.
Okay.
So as a result, those fluids start to accumulate in your tissues.
So like my body's internal plumbing is backing up.
That's a great way to put it. And it's a reminder that your kidneys they're intimately connected to your circulatory system and overall fluid balance.
This is all starting to make a lot more sense now. I'm realizing that my kidneys are way more than just, these silent filters. They're like the control center for a lot of what's going on in my body.
Exactly. And the more we understand how they work, the better equipped we are to take care of them.
Okay, so we've talked about fatigue, changes in urination, and swelling as potential early warning signs of CKD.
Mm-hmm.
What about something a little more dramatic? The video mentioned blood in the urine. That sounds pretty serious.
It is. Blood in the urine, or hematuria, is definitely a cause for concern and warrants immediate medical attention. Remember how we talked about the kidneys being like a sieve, filtering out waste products?
Yeah, the tiny holes getting clogged and all that.
Right. Well, when those filters are damaged, larger particles, like red blood cells, can slip through and end up in your urine. It's a pretty clear sign that something's not right.
Okay, that's a mental image I'm going to try to erase from my memory. But seriously, thanks for breaking that down. It makes me realize that even though CKD is often called a silent disease, our bodies are actually giving us clues all along.
Right.
We just need to know what to look for.
That's precisely why these deep dives are so valuable.
Yeah.
We're helping you connect the dots and become more attuned to your own body's signals.
All right, so we've covered some key symptoms, and let's be real, some of them are pretty unsettling.
Yeah.
But before we, dive into full-blown panic mode,
Right.
let's talk about what we can actually do to protect our kidneys, because I'm guessing it's not all doom and gloom, right?
Absolutely not. The good news is that we have a lot more control over our kidney health than we might think.
Okay, that's a relief to hear. So spill the beans.
Okay.
What are some actionable steps we can take to keep those kidneys happy and healthy?
Well, the video script touched on a few key strategies. First up, regular health screenings.
Makes sense.
Sure.
Early detection is key, right?
Yes.
But what kind of screenings are we talking about here?
Yeah.
I get my blood pressure checked at the doctor's office. Is that enough?
Well, while blood pressure checks are important,
Okay.
there are specific tests that look at kidney function directly. Two key ones are the eGFR and a urine test for protein.
Okay, I'm going to need a little more explanation on those. What exactly is an eGFR?
eGFR stands for estimated glomerular filtration rate. Think of it like a speedometer for your kidneys.
Okay.
It measures how efficiently your kidneys are filtering waste from your blood.
Gotcha.
A healthy eGFR means your kidneys are cruising along smoothly.
So a lower eGFR would mean my kidneys are struggling to keep up.
Exactly. And that's where the urine test comes in. It checks for a protein called albumin, which is normally found in your blood. If your kidneys aren't filtering properly, some of that albumin can leak into your urine.
So it's like a leak detection system for my kidneys.
Precisely. Even small amounts of albumin in your urine can be an early sign of kidney damage. And catching it early is key to slowing or preventing further damage.
This is fascinating. I'm starting to see just how much we can learn from these simple tests. It's like getting a peek under the hood of our own bodies.
It really is. And speaking of keeping things running smoothly, let's talk about another crucial factor, blood pressure.
Yeah, the video mentioned that one too. But I thought high blood pressure was mainly a heart health issue. What does it have to do with my kidneys?
Well, your kidneys play a crucial role in regulating blood pressure. They actually produce hormones that help control it.
Oh,
But when your blood pressure is consistently high, it puts a lot of stress on those tiny blood vessels in your kidneys, which can damage them over time.
so it's like a vicious cycle. High blood pressure damages the kidneys, and damaged kidneys can lead to even higher blood pressure.
Exactly. It's why managing blood pressure is one of the most powerful things you can do for your overall health and your kidneys.
Okay, so blood pressure management is officially moving to the top of my to-do list. What else can we do to show our kidneys some love?
Well, we can't forget about the importance of staying hydrated. Your kidneys need water to function properly, just like any other part of your body. Think of them like a washing machine. They need enough water to flush out waste products effectively.
Okay, that makes sense. But I've also heard that drinking too much water can actually be bad for your kidneys. What's the truth there?
It's all about finding the right balance. While staying hydrated is important, overdoing it can put extra stress on your kidneys. A good rule of thumb is to listen to your body and drink when you're thirsty.
So no need to force myself to chug gallons of water every day.
Unless you're training for a marathon in the desert, probably not. Your urine color can also be a good indicator of your hydration levels. Pale yellow or clear urine usually means you're well hydrated, while dark yellow urine can signal dehydration.
Good to know. I'll definitely be paying closer attention to that from now on. All right, we've covered a lot of ground here. Regular health screenings, blood pressure management, hydration. Any other kidney-saving tips we should know about?
There's one more big one we should mention, and it's particularly relevant for anyone with chronic conditions like diabetes or hypertension.
Let me guess. Managing those conditions effectively is crucial for kidney health, too.
You got it. High blood sugar from diabetes and high blood pressure can damage those tiny blood vessels in your kidneys we talked about earlier, making it harder for them to do their job.
So it's not just about managing those conditions for their own sake, but also to protect our kidneys in the process.
Precisely. By keeping your blood sugar and blood pressure in check, you're giving your kidneys the best chance to function optimally.
This is all so eye-opening. I never realized just how much impact our everyday choices can have on our kidney health.
It's true, and the more aware we are of those connections, the better equipped we are to make choices that support our long-term health.
I think we've given our listeners a lot to digest in this first part of our deep dive.
Yeah.
But before we move on, I'm curious. The video script briefly touched on the idea of kidney failure, and it sounds pretty scary. Is that something we should be really worried about?
That's a great question, and one that I think deserves its own deep dive. But for now, I'll leave you with this. By focusing on those early detection tips we discussed and making healthy lifestyle choices, we can significantly reduce our risk of reaching that stage.
So it's all about being proactive and taking ownership of our kidney health.
Exactly. Knowledge is power. And by understanding the risks and taking steps to mitigate them, we can empower ourselves to live healthier lives.
Well said. We'll be back after a short break to delve deeper into those early detection strategies and explore some fascinating insights on how to keep our kidneys functioning at their best. Stay tuned.
Definitely.
Welcome back. I don't know about you, but my mind is officially blown. We've just scratched the surface of kidney health,
Yeah.
and I'm already seeing these bean-shaped organs in a whole new light.
It's amazing, isn't it? The more we learn about the intricate workings of our bodies, the more we realize just how interconnected everything is.
Absolutely. And speaking of interconnectedness, before the break, we were talking about the importance of early detection and how those regular health screenings can be real game changers when it comes to CKD.
Right, that's right.
Early detection's like having a crystal ball for your kidneys.
Oh, I like that.
It gives you like a glimpse into the future and allows you to take action before things progress.
Yeah, I love that analogy. But let's be honest, those medical tests can sound kind of intimidating.
A little bit.
We talked about the EGFR and the urine test for protein.
Yeah.
Can you break those down a bit further and explain what's actually involved?
Please.
Of course. The EGFR, or estimated glomerular filtration rate, is actually a simple blood test.
Okay.
It measures the level of creatinine in your blood.
Mm-hmm.
Creatinine is a waste product that's filtered out by your kidneys.
So if my creatinine levels are high, that means my kidneys aren't filtering as efficiently as they should be.
Exactly. The EGFR calculation takes into account your age, your sex, and your race to give you a personalized number that reflects your kidney function.
Okay.
Think of it like your kidney's fuel efficiency rating.
Okay.
The higher the number, the better your kidneys are performing.
Okay. That's a helpful way to visualize it.
Yeah.
So what about the urine test for protein? What's that all about?
This one's pretty straightforward, too.
Right.
It's simply a urine sample that's analyzed for the presence of albumin.
Right.
Remember, albumin is a protein that's normally found in your blood.
Right.
But when your kidneys aren't functioning optimally, some of it can leak into your urine.
Right, like a tiny leak in our internal plumbing system.
Exactly. And just like a small leak in your house can lead to bigger problems down the road, even small amounts of albumin in your urine can be an early indicator of kidney damage.
So getting these tests done regularly is like having a routine maintenance check for our kidneys.
Precisely. It allows your doctor to spot any potential issues early on and recommend the appropriate course of action.
Okay, so we've got the EGFR, our kidneys' fuel efficiency rating, and the urine test for protein, our leak detection system.
Right.
What about blood pressure? We touched on its connection to kidney health before the break, but how exactly does that relationship work?
Well, think of your blood vessels as a network of highways,
Okay,
and your blood as the traffic flowing through them.
okay.
When your blood pressure is high, it's like having a constant traffic jam in those highways.
Oh,
And guess what?
what?
Your kidneys have some of the smallest, most delicate highways in your whole body.
So high blood pressure is like putting those tiny kidney highways under constant stress.
Exactly. Over time, that stress can damage the walls of those blood vessels, making them less efficient at filtering waste products.
Right.
And remember, the kidneys play a key role in regulating blood pressure, too. They produce hormones that help control it.
So when the kidneys are damaged, it can actually make high blood pressure even worse.
Right.
It's like a double whammy.
It is.
High blood pressure damages the kidneys, and damaged kidneys can worsen blood pressure.
That's right.
This is why my doctor keeps harping on me about getting my blood pressure under control.
Yeah.
It all makes sense now.
It's definitely a crucial piece of the puzzle.
Yeah.
And it brings us back to the importance of those healthy lifestyle choices we talked about earlier.
Okay.
Managing your blood pressure through diet, exercise, stress reduction, and, if needed, medication is one of the most powerful things you can do for your kidneys.
All right. So blood pressure management is officially at the top of my self-care list.
Good.
What about hydration? We briefly talked about finding that balance between staying hydrated and not overdoing it.
Right.
Can you elaborate on that a bit more?
Sure. Think of your kidneys as a filtration system,
Okay.
like a water purifier for your blood.
Okay.
To work effectively, they need a steady flow of fluids moving through them.
Right.
That's where hydration comes in.
So water helps flush out those waste products and keeps things running smoothly.
Exactly. But just like a water purifier can get overwhelmed if you overload it, your kidneys can also be stressed if you drink too much water too quickly.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
So how much water is enough? Is there like a magic number?
There's no one-size-fits-all answer, as it depends on individual factors like your activity level, climate, and overall health.
Right.
A good rule of thumb is to listen to your body and drink when you're thirsty.
Okay.
Your urine can also be a helpful guide.
Okay.
If it's pale yellow or clear, you're likely well hydrated. If it's dark yellow, you might need to increase your fluid intake.
Okay, so paying attention to those thirst cues and keeping an eye on my urine color is key.
Right.
What about other beverages? Does it have to be plain water all the time?
Water is definitely the best choice for hydration.
Yeah.
But other beverages can contribute to your fluid intake too.
Okay.
Just be mindful of sugary drinks,
Right.
as they can contribute to other health issues.
Got it. So water first and foremost.
Right.
And then other drinks in moderation.
Yeah.
Now, I'm curious about something we haven't really touched on yet. Diet.
Oh.
Does what we eat really impact our kidney health?
Absolutely. The foods we choose can either support or sabotage our kidney function. Remember those tiny blood vessels in the kidneys we talked about?
Delicate little highways that are
Yeah.
so vulnerable to damage from high blood pressure.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, a diet high in processed foods, saturated fats, and sodium can actually contribute to inflammation and oxidative stress, which can damage those blood vessels and impair kidney function.
So it's not just about avoiding foods that are specifically bad for the kidneys, but also choosing foods that actively promote overall health and reduce inflammation.
Precisely. A kidney-friendly diet is essentially a heart-healthy diet
Okay.
that focuses on whole, unprocessed foods like fruits, vegetables, lean proteins, and whole grains.
Okay, that's good news. It means we don't have to follow some crazy restrictive diet to support our kidneys.
Right.
We can just focus on making healthy choices overall.
Exactly. And there are some specific foods that are particularly beneficial for kidney health.
Oh, like what? Spill the beans.
Well, fatty fish like salmon, tuna, and mackerel are rich in omega-3 fatty acids,
Yeah.
which have anti-inflammatory properties.
Yeah.
Berries, like blueberries and strawberries, are packed with antioxidants that can protect your cells from damage.
Okay, those sound delicious and doable. I'm already picturing a salmon salad with berries and walnuts for lunch.
There you go.
What about foods we should, limit or avoid?
Processed foods like packaged snacks, fast food, and ready-made meals
Yeah.
are often high in sodium, unhealthy fats, and artificial ingredients, which can put a strain on your kidneys.
Okay.
Red meat, especially when consumed in large amounts, can also contribute to kidney problems.
So cooking more meals at home and being mindful of the ingredients we're using is key.
Absolutely. By taking control of your diet, you're taking control of your kidney health.
This is also empowering. I'm realizing that we have way more agency than we might think when it comes to keeping our kidneys healthy.
That's the beauty of knowledge. It empowers us to make informed choices that support our well-being.
All right, so we've covered a lot of ground here. Early detection through regular screenings, blood pressure management, the importance of hydration,
Right.
and how our dietary choices can either help or hurt our kidneys.
Right.
But before we move on to the final part of our deep dive,
Okay.
I'm curious.
What's on your mind?
Well, we've talked a lot about the things we can do to protect our kidneys. But what about the things we should avoid? Are there any lifestyle habits or environmental factors that can increase our risk of CKD?
That's a great question, and it's one that deserves a deeper look.
Okay.
Let's explore those potential risk factors and uncover some hidden dangers that might be lurking in our everyday lives.
Okay.
We'll be right back after a short break to shed light on these kidney-threatening culprits.
Okay, sounds good.
Stay tuned.
We're back and ready to uncover those hidden dangers lurking in our everyday lives.
Yeah, let's shine a light on those kidney-threatening culprits.
So what are some of the top offenders? The ones we should really be aware of?
Well, one of the biggest and most often overlooked is something we encounter almost every single day: over-the-counter pain relievers.
Wait, really? You mean like ibuprofen and acetaminophen? I take those all the time.
I understand they're convenient and often really effective for short-term pain relief.
Right.
But when taken frequently or in high doses over a long period of time, they can actually damage the kidneys.
Wow, I had no idea. Why? What's the connection there?
Well, these medications work by reducing inflammation, which is great for relieving pain, but they also reduce blood flow to the kidneys, which can impair their ability to filter those waste products effectively.
So it's like accidentally putting a kink in the hose that's supplying water to my kidneys.
That's a great analogy. And over time, that reduced blood flow can lead to chronic kidney damage.
Okay, this is definitely making me rethink my go-to pain relief strategy. What are some alternatives we can consider?
Well, first and foremost, it's important to talk to your doctor about any pain you're experiencing.
Right.
They can help you determine the underlying cause and recommend the safest and most effective treatment options.
Good advice. And in the meantime, are there any, natural pain relief methods we could try?
Absolutely. There are a number of natural remedies that can be very effective for mild to moderate pain. Things like applying heat or cold, gentle stretching, massage therapy, and even acupuncture.
Hmm,
Those can provide relief without putting stress on your kidneys.
we'll have to explore those options. So we've got over-the-counter pain relievers on our watch list. What other hidden dangers should we be aware of?
Another one that often surprises people is certain herbal supplements.
Herbs, but aren't those supposed to be good for you?
While some herbs can have health benefits, it's important to remember that they're still powerful substances that can interact with your body in complex ways. And some herbs, particularly those marketed for weight loss or muscle building, can contain ingredients that are toxic to the kidneys.
So it's not as simple as assuming that if it's natural, it's safe.
Exactly. It's crucial to do your research and talk to your doctor before starting any new herbal supplements, especially if you have any underlying health conditions.
All right, herbal supplements added to the list. What else should we be wary of?
Well, we've talked a lot about the internal factors that can impact kidney health, but there are also some external factors to consider, such as exposure to certain environmental toxins.
The environmental toxins, like pollution.
That's one example. Air pollution has been linked to an increased risk of CKD.
Oh, wow.
Those tiny particles we inhale, they can actually make their way into our bloodstream and damage our organs, including the kidneys.
I never would have made that connection. So it's not just about what we put in our bodies, but also what we're exposed to in our environment.
Precisely. And it's not just air pollution. Exposure to certain heavy metals, like lead and mercury, can also be harmful to the kidneys. These toxins can be found in contaminated water sources, certain types of fish, and even some household products.
So it's like a double whammy. We need to be mindful of both what we consume and the environment we're living in.
That's right. It's all about being aware of potential risks and taking steps to minimize our exposure. For example, choosing filtered water, being cautious about the types of fish we eat, and opting for natural cleaning products can make a difference.
Okay, so we've got over-the-counter pain relievers, herbal supplements, and environmental toxins on our radar. Any other sneaky culprits we should be on the lookout for?
Well, there's one more big one that's often overlooked: smoking.
Smoking. I thought that was mainly a lung health issue. What does that have to do with our kidneys?
It's true that smoking is most closely associated with lung cancer and respiratory problems, but it's also a major risk factor for kidney disease.
Really? Why is that?
Well, smoking damages blood vessels throughout the body, including those tiny, delicate vessels in the kidneys.
Hmm.
It also increases blood pressure and reduces blood flow, all of which put a tremendous strain on the kidneys.
So smoking is like a triple threat to our kidneys. Damaging blood vessels, raising blood pressure, and reducing blood flow. Yikes.
Oh, it's definitely not a kidney-friendly habit. Quitting smoking is one of the best things you can do for your overall health, including your kidney.
All right, smoking officially added to the list of kidney saboteurs.
Yeah.
This is all so eye-opening. I'm starting to realize that protecting our kidneys is a multifaceted endeavor. It's not just about one or two things. It's about making conscious choices in all areas of our lives.
I couldn't agree more. It's about taking a holistic approach to health and well-being, recognizing that everything is interconnected.
And it all starts with knowledge, right?
Yes.
The more we understand about how our bodies work and the factors that can impact our health, the better equipped we are to make informed choices.
Absolutely. Knowledge is power, and it's never too late to start learning and making positive changes.
Well said. So as we wrap up this deep dive into kidney health, what's the one key message you want our listeners to take away?
I'd say it's this: your kidneys are essential for life, and they deserve your attention and care. By being aware of the risks, making healthy choices, and staying informed, you can empower yourself to live a longer, healthier life with thriving kidneys.
Beautifully said. And remember, folks, if you're concerned about your kidney health, don't hesitate to talk to your doctor. They can provide personalized guidance and support. early detection and proactive care are key. And on that note, we've reached the end of our deep dive. We hope you found this journey informative, empowering, and maybe even a little bit inspiring. Until next time, stay curious, stay informed, and keep diving deep into the things that matter most.